Alright, hey guys, it's Dustin here. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a case study. One of my good friends, he is a full-time tax deed investor, and in the last year, he's bought about 36 properties valued at over $2 million with under $200,000 spent. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a rolling case study with him, and today we're going to go and I'm going to show you the ultimate office setup, because what he has set up for his tax deed investing office is it's just really effective. So I'm going to take you up there today. We're going to do a little bit of an interview with him, and we're going to do a rolling case study as he sells these properties more so. So basically, what he just did, he bought his biggest one to date, which is valued at over $500,000 for $37,000, Brad?
32,000.
32,000, and it's valued at over 500. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through his office and pick his brain so you guys can really get to see what it looks like from somebody that's doing this stuff. And we're going to keep the case study rolling. So as he sells them, we're also going to interview them, and you're going to get to see step by step. So I'm going to introduce you to him in 1 second. All right, guys, so here we are in the ultimate tax deed office, and I want to introduce you to Brad right now. Brad, you want to walk around here?
Yep.
All right, guys, this is Brad. Brad, how you doing?
Very good, thank you.
So how long have you been doing liens and deeds?
About a year and a half now.
About a year and a half. And how many properties you bought just in the last year?
The last year I've probably bought over 30 properties.
Over 30, eh?
Yeah.
So basically he's got a great setup here, and we're going to go through it. So Brad, take us through your office. What do you have up on the wall here?
So I've got a map on the wall, basically of all the states. And some areas you can see I've put in dates of when the auctions are on a yearly basis. And then I've put mauve markers where I've actually purchased properties, or where I've got people that I know can go and view properties and look at properties for me.
Okay.
I've then also got the time zones.
Different clocks, different
Clocks on
time
the wall.
zone.
So I can talk to people in Manila. I know the time in Manila straight
Excellent.
away. I've got the time in Vancouver, and New York's obviously for that. That
Great.
cost.
So here's your computer setup. You're running 3 screens with the Apple. So you got the future car and jet there.
Car and jet, yep.
And then on the left screen here, what you guys can see was his best property yet. What's it valued at?
The tax assessment is $545,000.
So tax assessment $544, and he picked it up for $32. So super exciting. What we're going to do here in a second, I'm just going to show you the office. So he's got it set up really nice. He's got his books on the shelf, you know, everything he's learning about business. Just a nice little tax deed office setup. Everything's very neat. Got the vision board on the wall, some quotes, some actions, list of states to check out, as you guys should all have, and everything's neat and organized. So what we're going to do now, we're going to sit down and we're just going to do a little bit of Q&A to kind of give you some inspiration about what Brad's doing. You ready to do
sure,
some Q&A?
let's go. Yeah.
All right, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a part 2 on this as Brad's working away. So what he does, he keeps all of his properties in a nice program here like this. So all of his properties basically in a nice little software program. What's it called again?
I use this software called Zoho.
So we use a software called Zoho, and we're actually going to make you a software that you're going to get to use very soon that Brad's actually going to help us develop as like the ultimate tax deed tool. So Brad, within these properties, or within this is all of the properties you've purchased, right?
Yeah, you can see the address, what the property is, the
Yep.
deal type, unit price, what we paid for it, and what the Zillow. So it's all on there. What the Zillow price is.
Perfect. So as you can see, some of these are some pretty big values.
$500.
So some of these, purchase price $500, market value is 101,000. What's this other one? Purchase price 4,500, value 67. Purchase price 1,900, value 37,000. I know it's really hard to see here, guys, but this is an example of what's working, you know, really, really good. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do a little Q&A. I just want to give you the bird's eye view of what a really well put together office can look like as far as efficiency. 37 properties in the last year, basically. So here we go. We're going to go to the interview right now. All right, check 1, 2. All right, guys, so we're going to do a little bit of an interview here. We're just in Brad's office. So what I want to do is just kind of pick his brain a little bit, and we're going to do like a rolling case study. And so how long, you've been doing this for about a year and a half now?
About a year and a half, yeah.
Excellent. And then you're doing this full time now, right?
I'm doing it full time now, yeah.
Excellent. So a lot of the people listening are, you know, they have jobs and things like that, and the hard thing is getting the time to do this. What would you say is your best piece of advice for people that maybe have a full-time job and want to start getting some properties?
I'd say the biggest thing I found, even doing it full time, is taking on staff in the Philippines to do these spreadsheets,
Okay.
which is the longest time consuming task is putting these spreadsheets together with the property values and the parcel IDs and all that information.
Excellent. So for a lot of you guys listening, Brad, you went through our TFB program a while ago, right?
Yeah, that was about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay. Do you use many of that, like those skills in this business right now?
I use all of them.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you guys listening, our TFB is a coaching program that we do every couple months, and we open it up every 3 months, and it shows you how to automate your tax deed business to a point where all of the hard work gets done, like the spreadsheets. So, on a typical sale, how many hours of spreadsheet work are you saving by getting the people in the Philippines to do this?
I'd say I say it's a good idea doing the spreadsheets on your own at first, just to learn how long it takes to do the spreadsheets and what's involved. But sometimes if it's a big auction, it could take you up to a week.
A week, hey?
To do a spreadsheet, especially if you've got a full-time job and you're trying to put pieces together in the evenings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, great. And then what's the average salary you're paying your people in the Philippines?
$16 a day.
$16 a day. And then how many hours a day does that get you?
8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, $16. So guys, as you know, I'm a big fan of kind of automating this stuff, and we've talked a lot about getting the folks in the Philippines to help you out, because you can get really smart people to go through your spreadsheets. So basically, they do all the work. That you spend $16 per day, and they do what, 8 hours of work on spreadsheets, right?
8 hours of work, and the good thing is because of the time difference, sometimes I come in the office in the morning and bing, I've got 2 or 3 spreadsheets done for 2 different county auctions to go through.
Perfect. So then once they have the spreadsheets, what do you do next once the spreadsheet is looked over?
Once the spreadsheet's looked over, I go a little bit deeper. So once I go through it, I look at the spreads on each property, and then I pick out the properties that I'd be interested in, and then I ask the girls to do a bit more research on the properties, looking at the population of the area, employment, is the population increasing, decreasing, is the employment increasing or decreasing, a few stats like that, what's the crime rates in the area, so I'll drill down a bit more, and then once I've done that, I will then either attend the auction or I'll have someone attend the auction for me.
Excellent. So you just got one of your most exciting properties ever, would you say?
Yeah, definitely the most exciting property ever, yeah.
So tell us about that.
So I've got someone who's working for me now in a certain part of the States, and he's basically going to auctions for me after I do the spreadsheets, taking photos and then emailing them to me on Google Docs so I can see what the properties look like. And there's one particular property we looked at, a huge place. I set a limit of how much to spend on it. The tax assessment was $545,000, and the opening bid was around $22,000. I didn't think we was going to get it, to be honest. And then when the agent rang me, he said we just picked it up for $32,000.
Wow.
There was only about 3 people at the auction.
Really? That's amazing. So what we're going to do right now, as you guys are watching this, we're going to put a picture of the property on the screen so you can see it. So right now there's an overview of the property. So this is a massive property, right?
Yeah.
How many? It has a swimming pool.
It's got an outbuilding, horse stables, a swimming pool, 6 bedrooms, a cinema room. I believe it's on a couple of acres as well. I'm actually going to visit the property myself next week.
Great. What's your master plan for this? How much are you going to be trying to get out of it?
Obviously, as much as possible.
Yeah.
We've had two real estate agents go down and have a look at the property, and they're going to give us a retail market value for it.
Okay.
Because we've only got an assessed value on a tax point of view.
So the assessed value right now is what?
$545,000.
$545. So what would you, if somebody were to come in with cash right now, what would you take for it?
$400.
$400? That's pretty good. So that's what, $360,000 profit, which is pretty exciting. So as you can see, guys, on the screen, it's a huge property, and we're gonna do like a rolling case study, and we're gonna do more of a Q&A webinar coming up in the future. But what I wanted to do was just do a quick video to introduce you guys to Brad. He's actually in the same city as me, so we can go keep this case study going, but I wanted to give you an overview of what a well-together office looks like, and just show you guys on that. So we'll do more Q&A as we come through, but hope you enjoyed this quick little video, and we'll see you guys in the next video as we follow up with Brad in the next couple weeks. What are your plans for the next week?
Quite busy. I'm going to Houston, Texas.
Yep.
To have a look at the areas down there and the auctions down there. and then I'm going to Indiana, Arkansas, Minnesota, and Seattle.
Perfect. So basically, you're doing this full time now,
I'm
right?
full time, yeah. You know, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, guys. And that's one thing. Like I say with this stuff, as long as you stick with it, you'll start to get deals, because sometimes you might have to go to a couple sales before you get a property, but it's only a matter of time before you start getting these home runs. And just in conclusion, Brad, you've got what, 37 properties?
I've trying to total this morning. Yeah, 37 properties.
So
in total.
37 properties. Closest market value for all of them put together?
It's got to be 2 million plus.
2 million plus. So 2 million in property. What do you think you're into them for?
Without adding them all up, I reckon about 150,000.
150,000, guys. So that's super exciting, and we're going to keep this case study rolling and continue to give you more tips and stuff. So thanks for listening today, and we'll see you in the next video. And he actually just bought a little warehouse. It's a commercial warehouse, and this is an awesome story, because inside the warehouse was good stuff. There's actually 2 vehicles in there. Inside this warehouse, it's full of mechanic stuff, equipment, tools, everything from like